Hello and welcome to week 2 of building an RPG in Godot. Over the years I've started a lot of games and never finished one. This time I'm taking all that advice and actually finishing. For this game I'm building a small vertical slice, a simple complete version of the game with all the core systems in place. This week I worked mostly on art and getting it in the game. Let's look at the current state of the game. Ta-da! It's beautiful. So I've got a basic room here with a little prop there and my beautiful windows. I don't know why the walls just felt so empty without those windows there. It's very simple, square room, nothing crazy. Yeah, so there we go. Let's talk about how I did it and what I did. First of all, I'm back in Sprite, my favorite editor here for pixel art. I just started with this wood floor. It took a little while to get it right, but I mean it's pretty simple. I ended up tiling it over and over in a new tab until it looked right with the tiling. Getting the spacing for these little cross lines here was the hardest part, but in the end I like the result and it looks pretty good tiled. And then I embarked on creating the walls. Here we have basically a basic wall with a sort of ceiling here, and this was what I started with. I decided it's going to be 2 units tall. Then I figured I needed a little column to break up the monotony, and then here is the left side and the right side versions of the normal wall. Then we just have the front wall with the left and right version of that, then the left and right with no front or back wall. And then I just had this black square to fill out the little edges there where there was a little extra stuff you could see. Then I decided I want to put in some kind of props, and the intention also was to have interactions, but I didn't get to those this week. But I was planning to interact with the bed and have a little bit of a message saying that you've clicked on it at the very least. But that'll be for next week. So yeah, this bed, my restriction that I'm going with for this game is I'm going to use the default Sprite palette and see if I can make everything with just this little palette. So far everything's turning out well. I'm pretty happy with all of my work here. But if we jump back into the game, you can see my tiling is happening right there, and the transparency is working. And then I've also got collisions, so I'll talk about these collisions. Yep, actually I didn't have to code anything for the collisions thanks to Godot. Here I went ahead and made my collision box a little smaller. I wanted the head to be able to overlap stuff, so let me show you what I mean by that. So with the bed, I can walk up closer to the bed. My head is overlapping it, so it doesn't, stop me right here. So yeah, I've shortened that, and also the arms, I didn't want that to collide either, so I've got it down to where the feet are. Let's move over to look at the collision on the tiles in my room here. So what I did, and I don't know if this is the best way, but it is a nice organization for me. I created 3 separate tile set layers, or is it tile map layers. I have the floor, which I'm just put down everywhere. I cover the whole screen in this case, but and then I also put the walls in on their own layer so that I could sort of layer them on top, and then I have the decoration layer where I can layer other items right on top of the walls or the floor, and this way it kind of always keeps the overlapping parts correct, and I don't have to think too hard about it. Godot's system for creating 2D tile map layers is really cool, and the collision on it's super cool. In case you haven't done it before, I'll just show you by adding a tile map layer right here, and then create. So now I have this tile map layer. I can rename it to what I want, like I have here, but I won't for now. if you're going to want collision on your items, you're going to make sure you turn the physics on over here. But we have to get a tile set first. So I'll create a new tile set just now. And this is the physics layer. I need to add an element to this to get physics even working in the first place. So now that this is turned on, I can come over here and make sure I'm on the tile set. So I am. And then I grab one of these. And so now I've made a mistake. I haven't set the tile size correctly before I imported my file. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to come over here, set my tile set size, and that is going to automatically create the tiles for me. I can also do this manually and then go through and set the region to 32 by 32, but it's just a lot more work. It's way easier to delete it and set it over here on the tile set and then re-import it. Also to note, there's like these three sort of tabs here. It's easy to miss those if you're new. So basically, once you're here, you can go to paint, pick one, and then start putting it all over your scene, and it'll build. And it'll also, if you go to select, then you have this little preview down here, and this preview, I will usually expand it and then zoom in a little bit. And so what this allows you to do is you can click this little box here and then set where the collision is, and then you can't walk into those sections when you paint the tile. It's pretty sweet. And of course you can always edit and move these guys around and make it whatever shape you want. Something super useful is these little snaps here. So I like to do grid snap at first, just to get the general location of where I want it, and then I like to switch over to the half pixel snap to dial it in. And that prevents like little situations where you're walking along a wall and you suddenly stop, and the reason is because like maybe this wall is 1 pixel higher than the other wall's pixel barrier here, so then you'll get stuck on it. So I like to dial it into the pixel if possible. And then I'll go ahead and delete this tile map layer and show you my actual tile map collisions that I have. So if I go to the tile set and I look at one of these, you can see I have all of my collisions here. I have just the walls here, same here, and then I have the halfway on the bottom ones, and the reason for that is so that I can actually get closer to the wall. Combined with the head thing I showed you before, this will make it look kind of natural when you walk up next to a wall. So yeah, this is all my collision maps, and a tricky one like this angle one, not really tricky, but you see I put on the snap for the grid to get it to the halfway point where I wanted it. And then especially here, this one, see I can't get it to there because of the snap, but I was able to get it to that exact spot first and then switch over to the half pixel snap. That's pretty much all there is to it. Once these collisions are set up here in the tile set, then when you paint with it, they won't be able to collide. Let's have a look at this. For the bed, as you can see, I've got the bed not 100% covered exactly perfectly because I don't want it to be that finicky. But yeah, I've got the basic shape with some extra space around it you can't walk on, and I think this worked out pretty well. And one more thing I did was I moved the player spawn here near the door, and that's working pretty beautifully. By the way, that code I didn't show off last time. On the main scene, whenever the ready function fires, it's going to grab that player, instantiate it, and add it on the position of the marker 2D. Also, on the player, I went ahead and added a camera. And the camera settings are not too complicated. I just added a 2x zoom. Turned on position smoothing. I forget if that's default, but I think I turned that on, and I dialed in the speed to 5. I've played around with the numbers and that looked nice to me. Everything together. We have all of our art that we implemented. We have the walls here. We have the collision on the bed with the head overlapping. We have the wall that we can walk up right next to and looks pretty sweet. And the camera that's following us around, but in a smooth way instead of being straight over top of my character all the time. Also played around with having the boundary limits on the wall, which did look good, but it wasn't perfect, so I'll play with that some more and get that adjusted. That's pretty much it for what I was able to get to this week. I am going a little bit slow. I do have a full-time job and kids. I also am intentionally going slow because I want to actually finish a game, and I think going too fast, trying to do it all at once, is one of my past mistakes. Next week, I think we can look forward to potentially getting some interaction in there, maybe dialogue boxes. If all that goes well, then maybe drop an NPC in there. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any feedback on the game or the video, I genuinely would love to hear it. What would you change? What do you want to see next? If you're interested in following along as I try to actually finish a game for once, consider subscribing. And if you've enjoyed the video, a like really helps. See you next week, guys.